In fact, a team of biologists set to go out this morning to check on the possible impact to the wildlife in this area. As you can see, a boat just pulled up here. We just spoke with the ranger who got on that boat. Unfortunately, it's not. They're used to this thing, and they're really upset about this rain coming down this morning, something that they were not looking forward to. In fact, the water on this block continues to rise. If you look down at my feet here, it's been rising just this morning. We're guesstimating, so to speak, that it's about 6 inches, and all of it coming from a retention pond just down the street. New this morning, a worker at the Pulse nightclub is sharing what she remembers from the moment gunshots rang out inside the nightclub. She says she saw people do whatever they could to avoid getting shot and killed. Apparently, this guy walked up to the woman as she was sitting in her car. It was a Toyota Avalon. He had a chain wrapped around his hand, and he told her to get out, forced her out of the vehicle. Thankfully, he did not hurt her. He eventually simply drove off about a mile down the way here, where he crashed that vehicle. And starting today, students at the University of Tampa campus will be seeing a lot more of these signs. As of today, tobacco use done on campus. Ahead in a live report, I'll explain why administrators chose to make the move. Well, Dia, this is a pretty simple scam. What the crooks will do is find a car with an unlocked car door, walk right inside, and basically grab the garage door opener. They will use this to open the garage and then simply walk right inside of the home. In fact, we spoke with one victim whose home was broken into as she and her family, including a small baby, were asleep inside. This morning, large wildfires continue to burn across 6 western states, threatening thousands of homes and forcing hundreds to evacuate. In fact, the woman killed was one of about 35 people participating in this Citizens Academy. At the time, they were going through a role-playing activity called Shoot, Don't Shoot. Now, the officer involved in this was actually playing the bad guy. He was supposed to have a blank in that gun. Unfortunately, he shot that woman with a live round. Patients have to be referred here by their doctor. They also have to be on a statewide registry. The overall idea is to help those who've simply run out of other options.
In his memory.
That's great.
I love that.
Kind of a touching story, and then I know kids love that when they go by there. Well, still to come this morning here on ABC Action News, a big addition to Tampa's Riverwalk. Police obviously sending out a major warning to students to definitely be aware of their surroundings. Call 911 if you notice anything. And you'll also notice these emergency beacons around campus. If you notice any sort of trouble, you can always push that button. It certainly is. According to the school's website, that teacher is actually a music teacher at this school. Obviously, this will be very difficult for the students and staff here to deal with, especially with school just starting just last week. Now, this is a picture of the man police say is behind it all, 36-year-old Bryce McLeod. What I can tell you right now is that 3 people were inside of that mobile home when this fire started, 2 adults and 1 child. Department says they want to avoid re-victimizing people already directly impacted by this tragedy. And so far, we've learned that during those calls, Omar Mateen pledged his loyalty to ISIS. He also claimed solidarity with the Boston Marathon bombers and a Florida man who died as a suicide bomber in Syria. In just 2 hours, presumptive Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump will make his pitch to Florida about why he should win their vote. And the horrible scene here, as Dan mentioned, the latest mass shooting here in the state of Florida. Now, investigators tell us this all happened around 12:30 last night. The club here actually having a teen. And the gunfire broke out at this nightclub around 2 o'clock this morning. Police haven't said how many people died or were injured, but we're hearing at least 40 people could have possibly been involved. Now, according to the club's Facebook
More than anything, she wants to be in a home and be a couch potato.
And she wants love and a lot of attention.
Love. she really wants Rodney to take her home.
I see that. I may have to take Maisie home.
They say they pick you.
So obviously Maisie would be great for a family, maybe with kids, active kids, no doubt.
Absolutely.
If you missed the Now Tampa Bay yesterday afternoon, you missed anchor Laura Harris getting scared to death. That's right, riding Busch Gardens' newest roller coaster, Cobra's Curse.
I watched it live on Facebook. She was screaming like crazy.
It certainly will be busy. The rain is really starting to come down in this area. This site officially opens up at 8 a.m. this morning. Crews are already here, and they're ready for them. You can see the sandbags here piled up. And over to my right there, you can see the sand piled. They're expecting a lot of folks out here this morning. Again, when this site opens at 8 a.m. this morning, the local emergency management warning folks that we're going to be getting a lot of rain over the next few hours and also possibly flooding. So they're warning businesses and also residents, of course, to be ready. We have a full rundown of all the locations here in the Bay Area where you can go to get those sandbags. If you need them, simply head on over to abcactionnews.com. Something else I want to tell you guys about this morning. Also, AAA sending out a warning to drivers. Of course, never Drive through any standing water that can definitely be dangerous, and a few tips with your tires. Make sure you have enough air pressure, and also make sure that they aren't worn down. That can definitely be dangerous if slick. And also make sure your windshield wipers are working correctly. Those just a few tips from AAA this morning. Of course, we'll be out here in Citrus County throughout the morning as we get any sort of developments on any localized flooding. Of course, we'll have another live update this morning on the news at 9 a.m. For now, reporting live in Citrus County, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action News. You know, this is a hard blow for many of the students and staff here at the school. You know, classes just started last week. Now they have to deal with this. The folks here simply holding out hope that this well-known teacher will make it through.
This faculty is so united and so loving.
This certainly not the way students and staff at John Sexton Elementary expecting to start the year, praying for the recovery of popular music teacher Caroline Sine.
She's an amazing teacher. She always jumps in to do things on family nights, does amazing things with the kids in the classrooms. So right now it's out of our hands, and we just are going to hope for the best.
Sine, along with her boyfriend Sean Hankins, seriously hurt early Sunday morning at Park Boulevard and 43rd Street North in Pinellas County. This picture showing the aftermath.
What is difficult, but it's something that you just kind of learn to do. The more years you are in this position, you just learn this is part of what you do. You become a family, you take care of each other.
Pinellas Park police say 36-year-old Bryce McLeod, drunk behind the wheel, ran into the couple. We're learning this is not McLeod's first run-in with the law. 2 prior DUI convictions in Manatee County. In Hillsborough County, arrested for driving with an open container and driving with a suspended license. McLeod now facing 2 counts of DUI causing serious bodily injury. For Caroline Sine's co-workers and friends, the focus now helping any way they can. A GoFundMe page already gathering funds for medical expenses.
We're all very close and very supportive of each other, so we'll be okay. We'll pray and we'll stand together and we'll make it through.
This is certainly a tough day for all of those here. At last check, those 2 victims were in critical condition. As for that driver, he's set to be in court later this afternoon at 1:30. For now, reporting live from Pinellas County, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action News. They tell me it was simply nothing that they could do. All of this going down last night at the home right behind me. Neighbors tell me they feel terrible for everyone involved.
We were inside watching a movie, and we heard about 5 shots.
Kayla Damon still trying to take it all in. A deadly shooting just steps from her home.
The kids were running around, and the mom was screaming.
All of it happening right outside of this Lakeland home here along Alderman Road. An eerie sign right out on the front door, Castle Law Enforced. Investigators with the Polk County Sheriff's Office tell us that a woman had come to the home here with her boyfriend to bring medicine to her baby. As she walked to the front door, her ex-boyfriend and father of that child who lives at the home came out with gun in hand. She ran back to the car. Her current boyfriend was in the front seat, killed after being shot.
Everybody didn't know what to do. Everybody was running this way, that way.
Neighbor Corey Garrett jumped in to help minutes after the shooting, grabbing a child out front, taking the youngster to safety.
I feel for the family, the guy that got shot, and I feel for the little kids, definitely.
The suspect running back into the home, barricading himself inside until he was convinced by deputies to come out. Polk County investigators here throughout the morning, speaking with witnesses, gathering as much information as possible, trying to determine what led to it all. Those in this community heartbroken for all involved.
I hope that everybody, that made it out turns out okay, and, just feel bad for everyone that was involved.
Now, at this point, investigators have not released the names of those people who were involved in this case. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd has a press conference set for 11 a.m. this morning. We're expected to hear much more about this case at that time. For now, reporting live in Lakeland, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action News. That's certainly right. We're talking from cigarettes to cigars and even that chewing tobacco. As of today, all of it is out. Starting this morning, the University of Tampa, smoke-free.
It's a positive step for the campus to take in the right direction.
Staff member and ex-smoker Jay Barone, all for the change.
I think it's where our culture is going today, and that's kind of where our society is headed, is to a smoke-free society.
Those e-cigs, you see plenty of people smoking, not allowed on campus either.
Smokers on campus, I don't think it's going to go over very well because it's something that's very prominent on campus. But I know campus safety will try and shoo everyone away, but it's definitely going to take a few months for it to go into full effect, I feel.
The tobacco ban includes students, staff, and visitors and covers the entire campus, academic and residential buildings.
To have that kind of initiative and make that stance, I think is great for students. I think it's great starting young like that and hopefully changing their habits going forward to a healthier lifestyle.
Administrators say the move is being made to promote a healthy campus. Earlier this year, the University of South Florida became smoke-free as well for similar reasons.
Health center is always giving away like free nicotine patches and stuff, so I think it would help people cut those bad habits and just, leave better students leaving UT.
And the ban, of course, just another part of the university's years-long effort to actually make this place smoke-free. It was just 3 years ago that they designated areas around campus where folks could smoke. But again, as of today, that is completely out. For now, reporting live from the campus of the University of Tampa, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action News. And dear, let me tell you, the heavy rain that we've gotten this morning certainly not helping things. I want to point a few things out to you guys. If you look right down the street, these barriers were actually put up yesterday to show where the flooding started. And as you can see, the water extending here about halfway down the block, and it's getting a lot deeper. If you look down, you can see we're estimating that this is about 6 to 7 inches just on this road here. And if you look right over there, that's the retention pond that's causing all of this problem. Now the water actually spilling out of that pond onto the street here. Many folks that I spoke with this morning are in fear that they will be forced to leave pretty soon. With every raindrop, concern growing here in Port Richey.
I really wonder what's going on as regards to how much worse this possibly can get.
Along Iron Bark Drive, an overflowing retention pond being blamed for all this. Unfortunately, in this neighborhood, it's something they've dealt with before.
The retention pond overflows pretty much every year, 2-3 times a year.
The county emergency team brought in water pumps to help with the issue. About 40 people on standby right now in case problems worsen.
I'm definitely worried. I have my 3-year-old son. We have our pets here. It's worrisome that we're going to lose a lot of stuff.
Pasco County also reopening 3 sandbag locations for those who need. Inch by inch, those in this community forced to wait it out.
Our neighbors are all actually in the same boat. There's not too much anybody can do about it at this point in time. I'm just a little surprised that it happened so suddenly, so quickly.
And of course, county officials say anyone who has issues with the flooding in their neighborhood, they need to report those problems right away. One positive to note, we've been speaking with a number of people here this morning, and they say because of problems they've had in the past, they do have flood insurance. So if this water does inch its way inside of those homes, thankfully, a lot of these folks do have insurance to cover. James, I've been hearing that over and over again this morning. Obviously, the most latest bit of trouble here, that woman shot dead right out front. But investigators may have a key piece of evidence that could possibly help out in this case. If you look right across the street there, this bar actually has 2 security cameras posted right out front. Now, officers will be looking over that video to possibly help out with this investigation.
I mean, it's scary because it's right across the street.
Geraldine Resto concerned, and who could blame her?
I mean, we're here every day.
Resto and the crew at Corona's Cafe working just steps away from a murder scene.
Many things could happen,
Tampa police investigating a fatal shooting of a woman here at City Liquors, a popular Northside liquor store and bar. Witnesses say the woman was approached by a man here in front of the bar. Words were exchanged back and forth, and she was shot.
Well, it's very shocking.
A shock for some, like cafe customer Jim Rungo, but police say this shooting does not appear to be random.
That's terrible. Yeah, very sad.
People in the area telling us City Liquors is a hot spot for trouble. They're relieved at least to know no one else was hurt.
Thank God we haven't had any issues here.
And folks in this area are pretty happy about that, at least. Now, at this point, the victim's name has not been released. Still waiting on suspect information as well. Of course, to keep updated on the story throughout the day, you can always head on over to abcactionnews.com. For now, reporting live in North Tampa, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action News. Researchers are in the first phase of this process, which is a pretty positive sign. Now, as this Zika virus continues to spread across the state, it is affecting the work done right here at One Blood, and pretty soon it could also affect tourism as well.
It's a matter of life and death. It's a very serious birth defect.
Lisa Colte with a word of warning from a mother to those who hope to be.
Don't get Zika. Don't get it. Please don't.
Her 19-year-old son, Daryl, born with microcephaly, the primary birth defect found in babies with the Zika virus.
I can't read, I can't write, I can't live on my own. I can't do anything.
The CDC now telling pregnant women or women thinking about it to avoid what's become a Zika hotspot in Miami. The Wynwood area just north of downtown Miami. A number of locally transmitted cases believed likely through a mosquito. Also this, the British government recently issuing a travel warning to its citizens considering visiting Florida. As Zika cases continue to mount, state tourism could be hit hard. Colte simply wants folks statewide to be safe.
To protect yourselves, educate yourselves, wear long sleeves, long pants, bug repellent.
And so far, right here in the state of Florida, about 400 people have tested positive for the Zika virus. Right here at One Blood, they're actually testing each and every donor for the Zika virus to ensure that it does not spread. For now, reporting live in Tampa this morning, Rodney Dunigan, ABC Action.